The corruption is too high in Turkey. You know, the people not freedom in Turkey.
And it's okay for me to release this video.
네, 여러분 안녕하세요. 뉴욕에 살고 있는 수진 기자입니다. 지금 튀르키예에서 10여 년 만에 수십만 명이 참여하는 대규모 반정부 시위가 이어지고 있죠. 에르도안 대통령은 이를 테러로 규정하고 강경 대응하면서 지금까지 시위 참가자 2,000명을 체포를 했습니다. 이 과정에서 피카츄 복장으로 시위에 참여했다가 진압을 피해 달아나는 모습이 포착돼 화제가 되기도 했죠. 시위는 현 정부가 지난 3월 야권의 유력 차기 대권 후보인 이스탄불 시장 에크렘 이마모올루를 부패 혐의로 체포하면서 시작이 됐는데요. 헌법까지 바꿔가면서 사면임, 그러니까 10년 넘게 집권한 에르도안 대통령이 또 한 번 집권을 구상을 하면서 야권의 유력 후보를 제거하기 위해 이번 일을 벌였다, 이런 의혹을 받고 있죠. 현재 터키 시위에서 특히 주목할 점은 시위대의 젊은이, 학생들이 주축이 되면서도 정치적으로는 좌파부터 우파까지, 연령대도 학생부터 은퇴자까지 정말 다양한 배경, 다양한 계층의 사람들이 참여하고 있다는 겁니다. 이들은 공통적으로 에르도안 대통령의 권위주의적인 통치에 대해 불만을 품고 있습니다. 사실 튀르키예는 이슬람 국가이긴 하지만 세속주의 전통을 가진 나라거든요. 여성들도 선택적으로 히잡을 착용하고요. 그런데 에르도안 대통령은 집권 뒤에 이슬람 정체성을 강조하면서 무슬림이 아닌 사람들을 차별하고 언론의 자유를 철저하게 제한해왔습니다. 그래서 오늘은 비무슬림 튀르키예인으로서 평생을 튀르키예에 살다가 이건 안 되겠다 해서 약 2년 전에 미국으로 이민 온 튀르키예 분을 모시고 에르도안 체제에서 튀르키예 상황, 그리고 현재 시위 양상에 대해서 이야기를 나눠보겠습니다.
So thank you for joining me for this interview
You're
today. Yeah, so first of all, could you introduce yourself
Sure.
to our subscribers?
Hey guys, I'm Alp. I'm from Turkey. I have been here almost more than 2 years. I'm working as a barista here. I'm so glad to live here. I'm so glad to move here. It's such a great stay.
What brought you to the United States?
I was living in this so nice city in Turkey. It's called Antalya. It's south of Turkey and amazing nature, close to sea, the beach is so nice. And my job also was nice, but I was feeling something wrong on my inside, but I didn't know what's happening in my life. So actually my life is so nice. My friends, my work, my social relationships, my house, my car, you know, I have everything, but something bothering me from my inside. Anyway, some voice tells me, hey Alp, something wrong, but I can't recognize what is that. And then, you know, during the pandemic, we stayed at home for a long time. It's like, I didn't work for 3 months. Usually I read books, but during that time I read a lot. I discover myself more, you know.
Yourself.
So it's like an existing problem. So the aim of life, what I am doing, who am I? You know, this is the main question: is who am I? And then it's like, bam, I should do something for myself. And then I decided to move another country.
So what kind of job did you have in Turkey?
I was working as a flights operation agent.
But wasn't it difficult to leave your good job in Turkey?
Yeah, of course, because I have a stable life. I mean, everything is stable. My life, my relations, everything was nice. But I have to need to dramatically change.
But you are living in the US for now, so
Yeah.
do you feel freer and do you feel happier here?
Yeah, I can say yes, I'm happy. I feel really, really free. This is really, really freedom country. I mean, nobody judge you. Even you wear so weird clothes, nobody looks, or just one look and walk their way. I feel so lucky and I'm so grateful to move to New York because it's really, really nice city. Of course, dirty, noisy, unsafe, but nobody left here because this is the New York life. Unique city is diverse, and right now I feel more wiser because before of course I know something about the other countries, but just from documentaries, from news, from movies, but that's all. But right now, if I have some question about, for example, South Korea, I can ask you directly. I can learn directly. I mean,
Like what I'm doing.
yeah, it's pure information.
Right.
You know, there is no any changing. Yeah.
By the way, where did you get the t-shirt?
Yeah, I did for today because I know your friends, your subscriber gonna watch us. I'm sorry other cities, but this is, the capital city.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
As far as I know, Turkey is a Muslim country. The majority of people in Turkey are Muslim, like more than 90%, almost
Yeah.
98, 99%.
99. Yeah.
Did it affect you to decide to move to the US as well?
Of course, it's one of the reasons because you can't feel yourself super free in Turkey. Before the one step, you have to think what others think about me, because the judging culture is too high in Turkey.
Against non-Muslim people?
Not just Muslim, it's like a culture. If you're born in Turkey, it's default you are Muslim, But I changed my mind maybe high school around, because during that time I was reading something and I'm like a questioner guy. That's why the people feels I am weird. I'm young, I want to learn something. My mother also Muslim, but my father is more secular guy. What's the religions? What's the Muslim? What's the Islam? Just we know from the school, but the education life is not well in Turkey also. We can't learn deeply. They have to follow the rules, which is right on the Quran, their holy book. But there is something wrong, I feel, because if you have to follow the rules, you shouldn't say lie, you shouldn't cheat your wife, you shouldn't cheat your friends. But they just don't eat pork, and they do all bad things. But end of the day, they say I'm Muslim. This is wrong from my side.
Right.
Yeah. In Turkey, elementary school around or before elementary school, your parents sent you to mosque education. It's like a summer education. You're going to the mosque and you learn something. But luckily, my parents didn't send me.
Oh, I see.
Because it's like a brainwashing, actually. If they have a good education, Islamic or secular, doesn't matter, and they can grow the students in a good condition. But Turkey always fail about it. That's why the kids always, they don't know what they believe. Just they say I'm Muslim, but they don't know what is that. And it's the Islam based on the Arabic language. They have to learn Quran, but they learn by Arabic words, but they don't know the meaning. Even, of course, they have some translation, Arabic to Turkish, the Quran, but the people usually don't read it. Just follow the imam or just follow who is a representative the religions.
Have you ever experienced any kind of discrimination as a non-Muslim in Turkey?
Yeah, sure. Not directly, of course, sometimes directed to me, but it's so. For example, I don't fasting, and my friends, the Muslim friends, judge me. Why you don't fasting? You're gonna go hell. Blah blah like
For a
this.
joke or?
Of course, joke, but behind the joke, of course, there is something, something serious.
Right. Has discrimination against non-Muslim people in Turkey worsened under the Erdogan administration?
Yeah, of course, I can say totally right that because of the government, the society is getting more and more polarized. Politics, lifestyle, even soccer, it's even so simple ideas, they always polarized. Because the government manage the country like not 100% Islamic rules, but they are trying. Especially old guys, they believe him, they vote him, and they make him the president. But he is managing the country for 0.5% who is support him. The other guys, the other half person, like not they don't live in the same country. He just supports his team, his around, his supporters.
So there are large anti-government protests
Yeah, it
happening
is
in Turkey right now. And have you heard anything from your friends or family about the situation?
I have followed everything so closely. Actually, the main thing is we need to change it because we know something wrong. The corruption is too high in Turkey. The government, he is the same guy that managed the country more than 20 years. And he was the prime minister and right now he's the president. Based on the constitution, he can be a president maximum 2 times.
Right.
And he is doing the right second time. And the next election will be 2 years later. And he has a powerful candidate against side. And
The Istanbul mayor?
yeah, mayor of Istanbul. I don't talk about he's good guy, he's bad guy. I don't talk about it. Just he looks like better than Erdogan. Plus, we know that he gonna win the next election. I mean, 100%.
100%?
Yeah.
Wow.
He
should be very popular in Turkey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's mayor of Istanbul and he's doing something very well, things for Istanbul people. We can see Istanbul changing, Istanbul and getting better under his control. Also, they know, Erdogan and Erdogan team, they know. Suddenly, the government, this is the most highest ranked attorney in Turkey, he start to some lawsuits, and first of all, they do something about social media influencers or something. They take them custody, they put them jail, and they had some problem with Meta company. It's Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram, and the people not freedom in Turkey, and they say something on social media. And if you say something social media against the government, they can put the jail.
Wow.
And during this time, the people start speaking about against government, and the government wants from Meta block this account. But Meta said that this is a freedom we don't need. I mean, there is no violation, there is no some crime, And then the government said that, okay, I'm gonna close Instagram. The Instagram is banned in Turkey maybe 1 week or 1 week around. And then second, the government suddenly started to take custody the artists, celebrities, and their manager. But there is no specific reason. And they just say, you had been joined some demonstrations 15 years ago. What? And how they know it? They reach their WhatsApp writing.
Message?
Yeah.
Wow.
How could be,
They just can reach to your
They
messages,
collect this.
private messages.
Yes, they collect this just in case. Maybe 10 years later, you will do something against the country, and the government say, you had been something, you had done something before 10 years ago. This is your messages.
Wow, that sounds very scary.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. The people doesn't feel like freedom and now, but the privacy, no privacy. And then this time they take the custody of the businessman, and the government take their passport.
Wow.
They don't go out of the Turkey.
They cannot leave Turkey.
Yes, but they are businessmen. They have $1 million investment in Turkey.
Why do they do that? Because that will cause harm to your economy.
This is a plan for Ekrem İmamoğlu, who is mayor of Istanbul. The last step is put the Ekrem İmamoğlu to jail. And during this time, the people feel that if we say something, we can go jail. Because influencers in the jail, artists in the jail, businessmen in the jail. If the government put them in the jail, I'm a normal guy, I can go to jail easily. They try to keep us silent.
Are you sure if it's okay for me to release this video?
Okay, if I do this in Turkey, probably they will put me jail, but I'm in safe right now, for now.
Yeah, you're in the US.
But if they can open a case for me, and if I back to my country, they can arrest me in the airport directly, and I can see my mom and go to directly.
Okay, so 지금 거의 되게 용기를 내서 인터뷰를 해주고 계십니다. I just said you are so courageous to join me for this interview, even though taking those risks. So yeah, I appreciate that.
But this is reality, and we need to change. We need to change. That's why we want change the presidential system. That's why just one guy managing the whole country.
Right.
It's not too full democracy.
So I think that's why many young people, younger generations, are participating in the protest right
exactly.
now. They want some
and
changes.
You know what? They are just university student. So they just use their constitutional rights. It's demonstration. No violation, no crime, no any bad things. But government put all them in the jail. Almost 300 students, and they lost their semesters. But recently, we know that some demonstrations, something happening, and it's badly, but no one talk about it. Before it happens, some European countries, they would say something against Erdogan. USA could say against something. But this time nobody say anything because something changing in the world. I'm so sad about my country because we don't deserve it.
I agree. I think I don't know where this world is going. Protest and authoritarian government is kind of universal. So my last question is do you have any messages for people in Korea or around the world who are interested in Turkey and the situation? I mean, the protest right now.
Yeah, something happened in South Korea recently. We know
Yes.
impact something, so you can understand us well. I believe protect your rights for democracy. This is important. If you need to say something, you say. If you do something, you do. Of course, you have to protect your health, your family, your parents, your kids, whatever. But even it's so small things, if you can, just do it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that means a lot, and I really hope that you continue to find happiness here and positive changes will come to Turkey before so long. Thank you so much.
Thank you. 안녕하세요.
네, 오늘 제가 준비한 이야기는 여기까지고요. 오늘 참 알프 친구가 의미 있는 말을 많이 해준 것 같아요. 그래서 여러분들에게도 좀 터키 상황에 대해서도 더 잘 알게 되는 기회가 되고 좀 생각해 볼 수 있는 마지막에 우리 한국 사람들에게 해줬던 얘기도 생각해 볼 수 있는 기회가 됐으면 좋겠습니다.
And last word, I would like to say some Turkish words.
Yeah, please.
It's kind of political, but I would like to say her şey çok güzel olacak.
What does
That's
it mean?
Everything gonna be better.
How can I say?
Her şey
Her şey
çok güzel
çok güzel
olacak.
olacak. Her şey çok güzel olacak.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.